If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it and it's nothing
just
there.
Go for it. Yeah,
there's nothing there.
I mean, Pat, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that
Sonny Hostin's husband, Dr. Emanuel Hostin, is caught in a massive RICO lawsuit, accused of running a shocking healthcare scam with over 180 defendants. But here's the twist. Joe Rogan didn't hold back and obliterated Sonny, calling out her hypocrisy on live TV. While Dr. Hostin is accused of profiting from unnecessary surgeries, Sonny's uncharacteristic silence has fans wondering, what does she really know? And is this lawsuit a genuine takedown of fraud or a smokescreen by a failing insurance company? Stay tuned, because this scandal is about to explode and you won't believe what Joe said next. Sonny Hostin is no stranger to making headlines, but this time, it's not her outspoken takes on The View that have everyone talking. Instead, the spotlight is on her husband, Dr. Emanuel Hostin, and it's not the kind of attention anyone would want. Dr. Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon and owner of Host Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is facing serious accusations, and trust me, they're making waves. We're talking about allegations of insurance fraud, receiving kickbacks, and being tied up in a colossal RICO lawsuit involving 180 defendants. Yes, you heard that right, 180 people. This isn't just another legal battle, it's shaping up to be a blockbuster case with twists and turns that could rival any courtroom drama. Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning of an unraveling scandal that's about to rock the healthcare world.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Let's break it down. The RICO Act, short for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, was originally created to take down organized crime rings. Think classic mob bosses and criminal enterprises. But here's the curveball. This time, the accused aren't gangsters or underground kingpins. Instead, we're looking at doctors, surgeons, and medical practices. Imagine a courtroom drama that feels more like Grey's Anatomy than Goodfellas, but with a heavy dose of fraud. According to the lawsuit, Dr. Hostin and others allegedly orchestrated a scheme to manipulate the healthcare system. The accusations? Taking kickbacks for unnecessary surgeries and billing insurance companies for procedures that might not have even taken place. Just picture it. Patients being operated on unnecessarily, insurance companies footing the bill, and money exchanging hands like it's a high-stakes poker game in the operating room.
I want a citizen that has a policy. I mean, I'm not saying that Joe Rogan should be removed from Spotify. He's got 11 million listeners. He's got a $100 million, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on his podcast that says, this is misinformation? How about removing some of the podcasts that disseminate this misinformation?
They have.
And that's
Here's where things get even more shocking. The lawsuit singles out Dr. Hostin, claiming he received financial rewards for recommending or performing arthroscopic surgeries, those minimally invasive procedures often done on joints like knees and shoulders. At first glance, these surgeries might seem harmless, but the lawsuit suggests many of them were complete. It raises a haunting question. Were these patients truly in need of these procedures? Or were they just pawns in a money-making scheme? If these allegations hold any weight, this could be one of the most outrageous medical scandals, outdoing even the wildest soap opera plot twists. Just imagine putting your trust in a doctor, only to discover you are part of a financial hustle. That kind of betrayal doesn't just sting, it shatters trust completely. And let's be honest, it's often those pointing fingers at others who have skeletons in their own closet.
always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the
plaintiff in this explosive case. They're claiming they've been duped out of millions, alleging they were billed for surgeries that were either completely unnecessary or didn't even happen. It's like ordering a filet mignon and being served a cheap substitute. But here's the twist. Insurance companies don't exactly have spotless reputations themselves. They've been accused of underpaying healthcare providers, denying legitimate claims, and jumping through every loophole imaginable to avoid cutting a check. So here's the million-dollar question. Is this lawsuit genuinely exposing a massive healthcare fraud? Or is it just a strategic move by a struggling insurance company looking to deflect blame as they inch closer to financial collapse?
To a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft.
Dr. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Thwaites, wasn't pulling any punches when he addressed the lawsuit. He slammed it as a desperate, baseless attempt by American Transit Insurance Company to claw back losses, framing it as the last-ditch effort of a company drowning in financial trouble. His strategy? Classic courtroom 101, shift the blame. By painting ATIC as the real villains, Thwaites is flipping the narrative, making this legal drama even spicier. But the plot thickens. Enter Joe Rogan, the podcast king and master of blunt commentary. Rogan didn't hold back, ripping into Sunny Hostin and The View with his signature unapologetic style. He didn't just call out Sunny's apparent hypocrisy for being quick to judge others while possibly knowing about her husband's alleged misconduct. He also took a dig at the show itself, joking if you average out the IQ of The View hosts, you might still struggle to hit triple digits. Savage? Absolutely. But Rogan's fans couldn't get enough of it. And then there's Sunny. Typically unafraid to wade into controversy on The View, she's been noticeably silent about her husband's scandal. No heated debates, no public defense, just radio silence. The question is, why? Is she standing by her husband behind closed doors, trying to keep her distance for damage control, or waiting on legal advice before saying anything? Whatever the reason, her silence is speaking volumes. Fans are buzzing with speculation. Some think Sunny Hostin is staying quiet to protect her image, while others believe she's steering clear to avoid becoming the next target. Whatever her reasons, her silence is making waves. But here's the real kicker. Dr. Hostin is just one of 180 defendants in this massive lawsuit. We're talking about a tangled web of doctors, medical practices, and even hospitals all wrapped up in what could be one of the largest medical fraud cases ever. If these allegations hold up, this could rival a blockbuster heist movie. Except the target isn't banks, it's insurance premiums. And at the heart of it all is a far deeper issue. How much faith can we really place in the healthcare system when money seems to trump patient care? When doctors and insurance companies prioritize profits over people, trust begins to crumble. Patients shouldn't feel like they're stepping into a financial ambush every time they visit the doctor. But let's not let American Transit Insurance Company off the hook. If this lawsuit is just a ploy to cover up their own financial struggles, then they're only adding fuel to an already blazing fire. The situation is a mess, a tangled web that won't be easy to unravel. Right now, Dr. Hostin hasn't been found guilty. These are only allegations, but the courtroom battle ahead promises to be explosive, with both sides ready to throw everything they've got. So for now, we're left with more questions than answers. Is this about exposing corruption or playing the blame game? One thing's for sure, this case is pulling back the curtain on some harsh realities about the healthcare and insurance industries. Buckle up, because this saga is far from over. Every new twist promises to reveal more of the truth or more of the drama, and we'll be right here, popcorn in hand, breaking it all down for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you're always in the loop on the latest updates. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!